Social media is ruining your perception of fitness and you probably don't even realize it. If you go into social media, you probably see people with ridiculously shredded physiques, ridiculously massive physiques, and people doing whatever they can to build as much muscle as possible. And believe it or not, this is harming your relationship with fitness. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rios. I have a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science. And in this video, I'll be breaking down how social media fitness is distorting reality, why it's making you depressed, and how you can break free from this trap. The first thing that social media fitness does is preach a lazy training philosophy that isn't a very fulfilling way of training. After my second or third year of university, I knew a decent amount of fitness, so I stopped watching fitness YouTube and going out to social media fitness altogether. So when I decided to start a fitness YouTube channel, I saw that there was a huge difference between the social media that I was accustomed to and what social media fitness is now. And to be completely blunt, the training philosophy that most influencers have now is complete garbage. They're so focused on building muscle, which probably has a little bit to do with insecurity, that they create a stupid training philosophy that doesn't actually improve your life and doesn't make you more capable or athletic. Social media fitness influencers nowadays try to make every exercise as easy as possible, aka as stable as possible. Pretend you're a lazy couch potato. Which exercise would you rather do? A hard, heavy barbell squat or a hard, heavy leg press? You'd probably choose the leg press because the squat is so much more fatiguing, and with the leg press, you literally get to exercise while laying on your ass. Their entire logic is that if you make exercises as easy as possible, which is essentially trying to get other muscles out of the equation by taking away stability and balance out of exercises, that you will build more muscle because you're taking the target muscle close to failure without any other muscles affecting your performance. While this does sound pretty rational initially, there are a ton of negatives to it. First, the current research shows that there's no difference in hypertrophy between free weights and machines, so assuming that machines are going to build more muscle isn't safe to do, which is pretty ironic because that's most bodybuilders' selling point of why you should use machines. Another issue with this training philosophy is that you don't build true strength. Think about this. In real life, whether you're playing sports or you're just lifting objects around the house, you're not going to be doing that in a fixed range of motion. You actually have to stabilize yourself to do the lifting or generate as much power as you can. How can you expect lazy exercises where you don't have to stabilize yourself to transfer over to daily activities in sports where you do? I don't care how much weight you can machine chest press. I don't care how much weight you can leg press. If you're unable to stabilize yourself, you're not going to be anywhere near as strong as you are on those lazy machines. This is why I always say that bodybuilders don't have true strength, because outside the gym, core stability will pretty much always be the limiting factor. So if you have bad core stability, bad hip stability, or bad shoulder stability, that will significantly affect how strong you are. This leads to my next point, that this lazy training philosophy will lead to you having poor balance and poor core stability, which will lead to you being more injury prone outside the gym. If you don't have good core stability or balance, your biomechanics is going to be pretty ass when doing any sort of like running, jumping, whatever, which will lead to you being more injury prone outside the gym. And in the case of Alex Eubank, you'll have weak shoulder stability, which is why you dislocate your shoulder every 2 seconds. And the last issue with this lazy training philosophy is that you have no idea how to fucking move. Bodybuilders love isolation exercises, and the purpose of using machines is to try and get as many other muscles out of movements as they possibly can. Purpose of fitness is to get into better shape and be more capable, and social media fitness completely misses the mark here. Training this way is not very fulfilling, and you're gonna have fake confidence and fake strength instead of true confidence and true strength. My next issue with social media fitness is unrealistic body expectations. If you look at fitness content on Instagram, not only are you likely getting trash training advice, but you get a bunch of reels and pics of people posting their physiques. And all these pictures and reels gives you a false idea of what a truly great body looks like. I mean, there's literally a word for this now called physique inflation. This is Tobey Maguire's physique from Spider-Man, and back when this was filmed, this physique was considered to be pretty crazy. But nowadays, this physique is considered mid, if not bad. In real life, my physique is pretty freaking good and I get a lot of compliments on it. But when you go to social media, people call my physique mid, and I'll be honest, compared to all these other people that post their physiques online, my physique is pretty mid. And the reason why it is mid is because of physique inflation, where these fitness influencers who honestly got their entire following based on what their physique looks like have absolutely insane genetics, or they have fake physiques. So many influencers online know exactly how to take pictures to make themselves look way bigger than they actually are. They obviously get a massive pump before taking pictures, and we all know how much a pump can affect how your physique looks. They also know exactly how to angle the camera or how to angle themselves to make themselves look larger. And of course, they hit the best poses to make sure their physique looks as good as possible. And if this is not enough, a ton of people, and there's more people than you probably think, take PDs and they edit the crap out of their photos by either improving the muscle definition or straight up just editing their proportions. I mean, Alex Eubank has literally been called out for this.
Alex touches up, I'd say, most of his photos, and he's pretty good at it, but nobody's perfect. How many more of these influencers are going to get taken out by a goddamn door frame? Alex, you've been caught red-handed. You guys see this up here? This should be a continuation, one straight line. Now we'll pull back and you can see it a little better. It looks like that because he pulled his lats out. Here's another one, look at his right quad. Kind of weird, crooked machine maybe? He gave us a reference photo in another post. Machine is completely straight over here when his leg's not near it, and crooked when his quad gets near it. One more quick one, look at the railing. Got him!
Because of all these things, the average gym goer has incredibly unrealistic body expectations. And this leads to a lot of gym goers putting a lot of pressure on themselves to look absolutely yoked all the time, feeling like having a great physique is not really attainable, and that their current physique, even if it's very impressive, isn't good enough. And oftentimes, this insecurity actually leads to a lot of people taking steroids, which perfectly goes into my next point, that social media fitness has normalized and even promoted steroid use. Steroids used to be seen as this really scary thing. People were afraid to take steroids because they understood how it affects their long-term health. But because of stupid and or immoral fitness influencers now, steroid use is normalized, and some people like Togi and Alan Eubank who actually promote it. My main issue with steroid use is that it's taken for the wrong reasons. The people who are taking steroids aren't like 50, 60-year-olds who have terrible testosterone. It's more like teenagers and 20-year-olds who have no reason to be taking steroids because their testosterone is amazing. Although I'm not a big fan of pro bodybuilding, if you're a pro bodybuilder and that's your goal in life, okay, fine, take steroids. I mean, that's technically your job. But the majority of people who are taking steroids now are just recreational lifters. Why are you taking steroids? And since steroid use is so normalized now, I feel like people aren't really thinking twice before taking it. Taking steroids is a huge decision because once you take it, you can't go back. My last issue with social media fitness is that your entire value is based on how great your physique looks. I mentioned this earlier, but people get followers and recognition based on how great their physique looks and not necessarily their personality or the amount that they actually know. And this is a bad message to give people who are trying to get into better shape. And this whole entire mentality kind of leads to all the other problems I have with social media fitness. If you believe that your entire value is based on how crazy your physique is, you're probably only going to care about muscle growth, which will lead to you adopting a lazy training style, setting unrealistic body expectations for yourself, and you'll probably hop on steroids to try and get that physique. And in my opinion, this all stems from insecurity where you feel like you have to have a crazy physique because you're not happy with who you are. Now, you may be wondering, how do I avoid this trap? The way you avoid this trap is not training purely for vanity reasons, aka not training purely for muscle growth. Like I say, building muscle isn't bad, but when that's your entire purpose at the gym, you're going down a bad path. The goal of fitness is to feel better, be healthier, and become more capable. If you're interested in programs that will help you do this, I'll leave them in the description. You also shouldn't compare yourself to other people's physiques and of course fake physiques online. You may have heard the saying, there's no opponent, it's you versus you. And that's how you should treat fitness. Nobody has had to deal with the same circumstances as you, and nobody has the same genetics as you. So you shouldn't compare yourself to other people and do the most with what you got and track and be happy with your own progress. And that's why I believe social media fitness is making you depressed. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about my thoughts. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. And I recently made a video as to how to build an aesthetic physique from scratch, which you should check out.